Something's got the Hive.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Destiny: The Rise of Iron.
Can't afford another front in this fight.
Today we are...
Hooray!
Hooray! So, today we are going to be doing not one, but two things. But they're both related. So, we're first we're going to be getting into a mission, Bad Blood, which leads into a strike, The Wretched Eye.
Mm-hmm.
So...
As they tend to do in Destiny 1.
Sometimes.
Because you have these things called quests, which generally lead to a strike at some point.
Yeah.
And find out why they're at each other's throats.
Right. So...
Because Destiny 1 is closer to an MMO than Destiny 2 is.
So, here I'm using Harrowed Zabuli's Bane, and I'm going to immediately swap it out for something else. If you like hand cannons, I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah. Python has a reputedly... Well, a bad history with... reputedly with hand cannons.
Yeah. Instead, we're going to be using an exotic that was once a legendary. This is the Doom of Chelchis, or Kelkis. I don't really know. I got this out of the Taken King raid, out of several failed attempts of actually getting a completed recording. We're not going to talk about that just yet. But yeah, this thing is a really, really good scout rifle. Brought back from Dark Below in the Taken King as an adept version. And this particular weapon has void energy, which again is fairly unusual for primary weapons.
Into a territorial dispute, but
Very unusual.
there's more to it than that.
As far as I know, I don't think there are any primary ammo weapons in Destiny 2 that have
Full-on assault.
an element attached to them.
Well, that's because they changed the system around a little bit. In D1,
That's true.
in D1, they exist, but very rarely. There's this one.
They're at war.
There is Vision of Confluence and a couple of others, mostly raid gear.
Find the Splicer leading this fight. Put him down.
Also exotics like one of my favorites, Zalo Supercell.
Near the overpass.
I mean, there's decent exotics that go in the energy slot that kind of fill the same role. For example, Hard Light.
What's that?
It basically does the same thing. You know, you just choose which element you want to use.
Which is really handy, and you can swap to that on the fly, but that's a story for another time. Which, incidentally, Hard Light is also in this game, but it's not a elemental weapon.
Oh, interesting.
It keeps most of the same perks across game, except they added the fact that it was energy weapon.
Weird choice, but it's a decent weapon.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's not as strong as some other alternatives out there, but it had its time in the sun recently, so...
Yeah. So, to kind of go through the mission a little bit, we just killed the captain, Splicer captain, up at the top of this ridge. And we gotta go pick up a thing it dropped. Because the Splicers are up to some shenanigans again. We gotta figure out what it is.
When aren't Fallen up to some sort of shenanigan?
Rarely. Very rarely.
It's a coded relay from the Splicer's High Priest.
Also, this thing,
There's
this scout
references
rifle
to the
rips.
Hive here. The Splicer's High
I love
Priest
it.
is either keeping something from the Hive.
Doesn't even matter if you miss Python, it's fantastic.
Search the overpass.
We don't talk about that.
Whatever the Splicers have locked up here, the Hive are hungry for it.
So,
Crack open some
hey,
crates.
shipping
Look where the
containers.
High Priest is hiding.
Nothing ever happens that's bad near shipping containers. Ever.
No, it's always just cargo. That's all it ever is.
Yeah.
10 million years of cargo, or however long humanity's been dead for.
A while. Well, I mean, it's not strictly dead either, but, you know, semantics.
Well, changed.
Yeah, this mission is actually fairly short. Once we get up here, we're basically at the end of the mission area. But we gotta do a couple of things before they let us go.
Of course, it's just a strike to do. I mean, it's just a mission to unlock a strike, so they're not going to make it too long.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
See, that makes sense.
I reckon most story missions and most like other assorted activities in this game, aside from strikes and raids, are fairly short, which I think in the game's benefit. It keeps your attention where it needs to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a little bit of story, but there's not really like a massive amount of story, so it balances that line very well.
Yeah. Now, if only Bungie had not made the Destiny 1 mistake of separating almost all of the lore, it would have been a little better, but, you know, c'est la vie. What's done is done.
Yeah. Can't go back and change it now, because they've got a new game.
Yeah.
And its name is Destiny 3.
Oh, yeah. To date this video, there's actually some interesting news regarding one of Bungie's old IPs.
Marathon?
No, the other one. Halo.
Halo? Oh, yeah.
Halo.
I know what you're talking
Master
about.
Chief Collection comes out on PC sooner or later. It was announced today.
And Steam.
And Steam. Would you look at that? Times really are
Which
changing.
means it most likely will have VAC.
I think it'll be exciting. I hope it's
Yeah,
I hope it's
I-
not worked in some way, really.
I'll probably pick it up. I mean, how hard is it to translate from console to PC, huh? Am I right, everyone?
Oh,
Nobody's ever screwed that up.
never. Not ever. Also, weapon swap. I have changed from one exotic to another because I remembered that I had this and didn't show it off. This is the Monte Carlo. The Year 2 edition.
Keep checking crates.
It was originally in Year 1, but they brought it
Monte
back.
Cristo?
Monte Carlo. I know.
I was going to say the Monte Cristo is a biscuit.
Well, I mean, isn't it like a French toast sandwich?
Am I thinking maybe Monte Carlo was a biscuit? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the Monte Cristo is a sandwich put on French toast. Or something fairly similar to that idea. But anyway, Monte Carlo.
Something's wrong.
It's got a bayonet on the front of it. It doesn't really do anything, but, you know, it's got it.
Do you use it to stab people, or is it just for cosmetic use only?
I'm pretty sure it's just cosmetic. I've never seen it do anything. But the weapon itself is fairly unremarkable. It fires pretty quickly. It's kind of stable. The Year 1 version I distinctly remember being a whole lot less stable. But this one is actually really easy to use.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Bungie is a developer that they want people to use their weapons. So they will, I mean, in this game, it's Year 3, where they just redo the relics, the exotics, sorry. Whereas in Destiny 2, they just kind of patch them and change them in ways.
Yeah.
But, you know, they want people to use weapons. They don't want people to go, oh, this weapon is useless, and stash it forever.
Yeah, I mean, a weapon for most situations. Maybe not all situations, but, you know, they try to find niches and let their community experiment a bit. Granted, that doesn't stop the Crucible community from being like, yo, this is the jam right now.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's kind of a separated thing, and, you know, raids, they have their own set of weapons that everyone's like, this is really good for this and stuff, so...
I mean, personally, I've never been one to be like, I'm just gonna do what everyone else is doing. I like to use what I like to use, which generally tends to be an auto rifle of some sort, and then like whatever else I have on hand that's good.
Well, I'll just say in Destiny 2 you done goofed up.
What? Hand cannons? No thanks.
You just gotta use what everyone else is using.
No.
Or else you're a loser.
Well, what a shame that would be. So hey, wizards are actually really easy. The Monte Carlo rips through wizards despite not being elemental. It's weird.
Yeah, I have noticed something about this game, which is that from playing it, I'm not just, making this up from your gameplay. Kinetic weapons feel like they do more damage to enemy shields than non-relevant elements.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I think I don't know if it's true, but I can understand why you would think that.
That's what it feels like, whereas in Destiny 2, like, there's no difference between the elements in how quickly they take down a shield, but you want to use the specific element because it does damage, and an explosion of that specific damage as well.
Well, no, it does go quicker if you're matching shield to damage, and so like,
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So there's multiple benefits to just playing the color matching game.
Or worse.
Simon says orange.
There are SIVA readings pinging all over this region. I'll try to match them against the
So
specific...
actually, I lied. That wasn't the end of the mission, but for some reason I remembered it as such. We're actually coming up to the end now. So yeah, the Splicers were trying to contain and ship Thrall for SIVA experimentation. That sounds like fun.
This is definitely the place.
That sounds like Fallen.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
Basically, they are the we dug too deep
Oh,
of Destiny 2 enemies.
well, yeah, that's definitely true. The Fallen are just kind of dopey.
Hey, what happens if we take some of this godlike being's power and put it in a spaceship and don't restrict it, but it has AI? Oh, we've destroyed the universe. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds
Obviously, I'm
perfectly-
being hyperbolic.
That sounds perfectly Fallen to me.
Yeah. Whereas the Hive are like real, just giant nerds. Got to punch their glasses in because they just sit there and do maths all day. Cabals just like to fight.
Cabal Stomp. What a fight.
Does Cabal equal in fight true? Yes. Smash.
This is worst
Just
case scenario.
fucking smash.
Just
The
smash.
Splicers
It's
aren't
all it is.
gonna
You
warm
gotta
up.
smash.
They're experimenting on them.
And the Hive are just very good at swarming.
High priest is going
Yeah,
to these lengths.
I mean,
He's either gone crazy with power.
in like lore terms, the Hive are all about tasty light.
Con?
Dark magics.
Either's bad news. But for now, we've got a clear-cut problem.
Yeah, that's basically all the races, or I guess whatever you want to call them, summed up.
Yeah. So
I mean, you've got Taken, but Taken are just Fallen with more. I mean, Hive with more dark magic. So
yeah, pretty much.
An army of Hive controlled by the Splicers would be the end of old Russia.
they got just too high on dark magic.
Neutralize them before this goes any further, Guardian.
So we have sourced the problem. Now it's time to deal with the problem.
There's a series of old missile silos near the bunker. I've got reports of Hive near that location.
Kill all Fallen.
Sounds like a place to
Basically.
be.
I mean, it's pretty much the same objective as normal, right?
Yeah. And remember, target anything that moves.
So I had a hell of a time trying to get this one to be fresh as well, and as you can probably tell, I'm alone again.
Noted.
No.
Yeah. I had to finish out several other people's strikes in order to get my own. Also, say hello to hive traps. These things are annoying, especially when you walk straight into them.
You missed the glaringly obvious green glowy thing on the ground.
Oh no, I didn't miss it. I just walked right into it regardless.
Wow. You should let that lizard. You should let that wizard live because he dodged your grenade.
I know, it's incredible. Dude was on top of it. Also, we're back to using Zalo Supercell. Imagine, I mentioned it earlier, and here it is.
Uh-huh. And can I just say, you got incredibly saved by your Zealous Supercell.
Oh yeah. There's a reason I love this thing. It is so good.
Especially when surrounded by Hive.
Oh yeah. This thing is a thrall-killing machine. So hey, hive traps, incredibly easy to dodge. Just don't step in them. Or shoot them out, but, you know, don't step in them. So yeah,
You just
go ahead.
you don't step in the doo-doo.
Yeah, basically. They take like 3 shots to disable, but,
Several concentrated
you know,
SIVA nodes ahead.
whatever.
Splicers are using
That's
SIVA to
3
augment
ammo
the
you'll
silos
never
of
get
defense
back.
protocols.
Never. Not even once.
If you want to get
Nope.
inside, you'll
There's
need
no way to
to
refresh ammo.
destroy
Nope.
those
What you get is what you get.
So,
Nice grenade, by the way.
yeah, you know, I thought it was being a warlock, but it turns out maybe I'm just really inconsistent with grenades. Sometimes my throws are spot on, and sometimes they land like 2 feet too short.
Sometimes you gotta know when to hold 'em, Python. And know when to fold 'em.
Do you think Guardians play poker?
I pinpointed another SIVA node.
Depends if like card games and stuff like that have, like, the traditions have been continued, I guess.
I mean, you have to kind of. I suppose they would, because Cade and other assorted hunters tend to gravitate towards that sort of thing. They like poker terms. In fact, there's an exotic weapon in this game called the Ace of Spades, which is in fact what Cade uses.
Yep. And there's some kind of backstory there that Bungie have never really confirmed yes or no if what Cade states about Ace of Spades is true. Because not even Cade is sure whether it's true or not. The problem with constant versions and reboots, I guess.
The best way to write around a problem is to not acknowledge there's a problem.
Or just make your characters forget.
Oh yeah, that.
Aha, convenient memory loss.
Well, I mean, at least it's consistent with like how exos are portrayed in the first place. Especially like exos like Banshee.
Yeah. He's just been rebooted a lot though. Makes sense.
Yeah. So, yep, we are currently in search of some SIVA nodes to progress further into this complex in search of that Splicer High Priest who's doing weird science stuff to Hive.
Because why not?
Basically.
Picking up one more node. Let's go get it.
Also, for some reason I find it incredibly difficult to aim at these stupid SIVA nodes because their hitboxes are super inconsistent, and also the game doesn't auto-aim at it. Yes, I admit, I use auto-aim.
I don't think you can turn it off in Destiny 1.
I mean, it's useful enough.
Trust me, if I could turn it off, I would have, because that's the first thing I do in every FPS game.
Yeah, well, at least I can confirm that I'm not as bad at aiming on Destiny 2. You know, I play PC the way it's meant to be.
It's true. Just play Destiny 2 on PC. Mouse and keyboard. Superior.
It actually feels feelies. Wow. It actually feels really nice as well. Destiny, like, it feels fit for PC, which is why I'm surprised Destiny 1 never got the PC port.
I can kind of see why. I don't think Bungie have ever created a game for PC,
Security protocols are clear
like an
and
FPS game.
Push forward, guys.
Well, yeah, they did. Marathon. You mentioned it earlier. Although that was Mac, but still, same
Yeah, I was going to
principle.
say Marathon is Mac exclusive.
Same principle, though, is what I'm saying.
It is, but how many people would, one, remember the concepts behind an FPS on a console, and would still be around from when they made Marathon?
The splicers have fortified the entrance.
So,
We've got heavy resistance.
you see those big red blobs on the walls there that I'm kind of totally ignoring?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that's a bad idea. I shouldn't be ignoring those at all.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out they hurt a lot. Those are SIVA reanimated turrets, by the way.
So is it the title? Oh, someone spawned in. You're lucky.
I'm not so lucky. He's an idiot.
He dies.
We've got
Good
heavy
job.
resistance.
Yeah, those are SIVA reanimated turrets, and they fucking rip.
Fight through it.
Yeah, Destiny 1 has a lot more like difficult engagements than Destiny 2.
Sort of, yes, but I also feel like it's less explained in Destiny 1. Like, the mechanics behind things are less explained, whereas in Destiny 2, there's usually a marker telling you where to go, or like this, that, or the other.
Powering another barrier. But I
True.
can't nail
Which
down
I
the
don't think is a bad change for the record.
readings are too sporadic.
You know what to do.
At the same time, however,
Nodes.
Destiny 2 doesn't really have things that just kill you in 2 seconds. I mean, there are, but generally they're enemies that are just a giant pain in the ass. This game, you can get very unluckily two-shot by, like, vandals, for example.
That's a lot of that has to do with how much attention you're paying, though.
True, but if you're not paying enough attention and two vandals decide to
It's hard to get
both shoot at you at the same time, it's an instant death.
Well, yeah, in some cases,
It's
yes.
happened to me.
No, I understand.
It's
I
happened
understand.
to me.
I'm. No, I don't think you're making this up. I can see it happening. So, yeah, you got a glimpse of my secondary there. My sidearm, my trusty sidearm, which actually is really good, and also, whoopsies, that's not where I'm supposed to go.
Does he save it? No, he doesn't.
Oh, no. There's no saving that. Not that magnitude of stupidity.
That's true. If only you had Destiny 2's grab mechanic.
Oh, man, if only. Anyway, we're supposed to be up here, not down there.
Looks like the splicers have taken
Time to
us
go
out.
kill more
The high
SIVA
bioorganic
things.
architecture is
Basically,
still
yeah.
intact, but there are
This mission
microbursts
is,
of
hey, can you recognize SIVA nodes? Better hope you can, because that's all we're throwing at you.
For resources, for survival, revenge, to invade.
I do like that there is no real strongest enemy, though. I mean, you could technically say the Vex are probably the strongest because they're, you know, timeless machines that can go back in time and bring forward more machines.
Yeah. Like, in a lore sense,
But-
yes, the Vex are probably the biggest issue.
Yeah, but if you look at this, you've got fallen splicers invading a hive place
Right.
and succeeding. Like a hive hatchery and succeeding.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And it's also a nice touch. Like, it was probably brought up way, way back, like 3 years ago or something, but, like, the factions feel fairly fleshed out. Like, they aren't just, you know,
but the barrier's down.
always against you. No, they have their own motives. They're all trying to kill each other for whatever reason.
Yeah, you say that, but if you step in between two factions fighting, they will both turn around and try to fuck you up.
Absolutely. Because you're the greater threat.
Yeah, true. I mean, they'll both try to kill you. Just makes sense. Oh, have you got two friends now?
You're all that stands between the Splicer's High Priest and whatever mad science he's cooking up.
Soon you won't even need me. You'll have so many friends in your raid party group thing.
So many friends that lag behind.
I swear I played Destiny. I was in a video. I know what I'm talking about. I'm just tired.
Look at my friends. How they rally to me 10 minutes later. It's like
I don't know who was the first person with you.
The guy below me trying to shoot the thing that you really shouldn't try to be shooting yet.
Not exactly.
Is it SIVA yet, though?
Let's get a closer look.
Enough? It's SIVA enough. Call it. So this is the...
Hey, we took over an ogre. What should we do? Put some fallen tech on his hands.
Eyes up, Guardian.
So that ogre, you can't kill it. That thing is just a stage hazard, effectively. No, the real menace here is the Splicer High Priest here, Kovic. And he takes a lot of punishment, and all the while, well, for most of the while at least, that ogre is going to be chasing you the fuck down. So it works kind of like Fallen Saber, the strike, where the boss would follow you around. You would fixate on one person in specific and just chase them. It's kind of like that, plus another boss on top of it.
Hey, we got an ogre, chief. What do we do? Fill it full of nanomachine death juice and augment it with some of our tech that doesn't really make sense to put on it, but do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
The Hive. The Fallen. God damn it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
I mean, it's both, right? It's the Fallen Hive.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's a Hive creature currently in control by the Fallen. Being controlled, rather. So, yeah, Kovic hurts. It's interesting to note that while you might think, like, ogres are a fairly dangerous Hive specimen because of their eye lasers, right? But Kovic, Kovic decided to take that ogre's eye lasers and make a weapon out of it. And that's what he's shooting at you, basically. I don't know if that's actually what he's shooting at you, but that's effectively what it is if you look at, like, his projectiles.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought he just removed the eye laser. Just like, you won't need this.
Well, I mean, the ogre won't ever shoot his eye lasers because I think he's got blinders on, but yeah, that cannon in Kovic's hand, it's effectively the same thing.
No, I thought he was just like, yeah, like, he didn't have a weapon with it. He just removed the ogre's eye laser, which is the strongest part of an ogre, and was just like, yeah, you don't need this. Because that would be a 100% Fallen thing to do.
I agree. Yeah, and
what happens to the ogre?
It just kind of
The
disappears.
High Priest wasn't looking to build
Like so.
a Hive slave army. He was just removing their body parts to be joined with SIVA.
Bioengineering's become the Splicer's main MO.
This is the correct reaction for anything the Fallen do.
We can perfect any of this madness, but
Yeah.
it's gotta make you wonder.
Well done. Just well
What
done.
versions are they planning?
Okay, so they were just trying to take Hive magic and splice it with SIVA.
Kind of. I think they more just wanted to play around with the creatures and body hacking.
What an age we live in. I can't wait to augment myself with an ogre's eye laser.
Oh yes, because that's something we all need in our life. Just eye lasers. We all want to be
I
Dr.
can
Evil.
be... Well, I was going to say I can be just the real-life Cyclops.
Yeah, you know, god damn it, this is the second time I've thought of Dr. Evil in like 2 days. Why? Why? What is happening?
If you just really want to watch Austin Powers, apparently.
I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird.